sweet. And then we will add our, okay, Ellen, just cut this part out because I don't think the audience needs to get a education on butter. Hi there, welcome to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. It's Maria, and today I'm going to surprise a friend of mine with my homemade cinnamon rolls. They're absolutely, well, you know what the word is, delicioso. Let's get busy. Okay, here we are. So we're going to start off with the ingredients that we'll require for both the actual dough and the filling and topping. We're going to need butter. You want to have your measuring utensils out, so measuring spoons and cups are just 2% milk. You can use Homo, it doesn't really make a difference in the recipe. Flour, eggs, salt, sugar, both white sugar and brown sugar, vanilla extract, cinnamon, powdered sugar. We've got here a sieve, a few bowls, and that's all we really need. Oh, did I say yeast? The most important thing. Jeez, how could I forget that? Yeast. We're going to use a full package of yeast, and this little package alone is enough to do 1 kilo of flour. So I'm pretty happy about that because I am doubling up the recipe. So folks, stay tuned and I hope you enjoy this recipe. Let's get busy, and I can't wait to dig into the delicious final result of these buns. They're so decadent. I think having just the one will probably knock you out with carbs. But it's not like you eat them every day anyway, so it's okay. Once in a while is fine. We're gonna start off with the flour. 1 bag, okay. I think it's gonna be enough. So I'm just gonna sift that. And some people will do the steps, some people won't. And the whole idea is just to make sure that we don't get any lumps. So what I've done here is I've placed the whole package of the flour. That's 1 kilo of flour. I'm going to say it's about 8 cups, which is perfect for this recipe because I am doubling it up. And I'm just going to sift this flour. The next thing is the 1 package of yeast, dry yeast. We're just going to throw that in there. You don't have to do anything with this yeast. To that, we'll add 5 tablespoons of sugar. I do have my measuring spoons here. I don't know, I guess it's just old habit, me using the regular spoons, but that's probably a bad habit, isn't it? I guess I learned from my mother. She used her palm of her hand to measure her ingredients and the shake of the wrist every time. I don't think there was anything such as measuring tools back in her day. God bless her. Okay, so 5 tablespoons of sugar. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That one was a little more than. And I'm just gonna mix this flour, yeast, and sugar together. 2 1/4 teaspoons of salt. I need my glasses again. So that's 1, 2, and we need 1/4. And then we will add our 2 cups of warm milk and the 4 eggs. Just mix this all up again. And I'm gonna do the wet ingredients in the 1 bowl because I like to get it all mixed together before we throw that into the flour mixture. 4 eggs. I always crack eggs in a bowl before I actually put it into the main ingredients. In this case, we're just gonna put it into another bowl. So in case I get any cracks, because sometimes it happens. Imagine you're eating a piece of delicious dessert, cake, cinnamon roll, or even any type of food, and then you get a bite with some shells, some eggshells. Isn't that beautiful? Not in casa Maria. 3, 4. 4 nice eggs. They're large eggs. Most of the eggs here are brown in Canada. Majority of our eggs are white at the grocery store. Well, when they process their eggs, they don't actually wash them. And I think it's just to keep them fresh longer. There's some kind of enzyme on the eggshell. And that would explain why they sell their eggs on shelves rather than in the cold fridge that we see in North America. 10 tablespoons butter, and I'm just going to melt it. Now, I'm just going to go ahead and use my regular spoon, or else we'll be here forever. 2, 3. Now nuke it, melt down, and oh, sorry, I said 10, didn't I? 9. It may seem like a lot of butter, but once it melts down, it's actually going to be part of the liquid mixture. We do recycle here and there. I'm actually happy the way they have it all set up. We've got bins out certain areas of the street for every neighborhood, and you just basically, now remember, it's a volcanic island, so there's mountains everywhere. It's not like where we come from, where everything's flat and you just put it at the end of your driveway. So here it's, you just gotta drive it or walk your recyclables and garbage down to the bins. But it works out pretty good. All right, butter's ready. I love butter. Let that cool off just a little bit. In the meantime, I'm going to nuke 2 cups of milk until it's warm. When I say nuke, microwave. You can do stovetop warming of the milk, but it would take a little longer. So I just cheat and use the microwave. I'm gonna give it another 10-15 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, 10 seconds. As my granddaughter would say, perfect. Perfect temperature. Miss you, Lily. I love you. We had a blast with my granddaughter here last year. She came with my son for a couple weeks vacation. We had so much fun. I miss her. I miss her dearly. I love that kid. Yes, I'm obsessed with wiping, cleaning. I can't help myself. We've got our eggs. We're going to do the put in our warm milk and our butter mixture. Together. I'll give you a close-up just so you can see what it looks like. There. Oh, I see a little dark spot there. I'm not sure what that's from. It could be from the butter, because we do get lazy and we toast and take our knives and dip into the butter, and we double dip when we're toasting our bread. So when you get those little specks of dark toast, it sometimes stays in the container. It's just, Alan and I are just a little lazy that way, I guess. I'm sure we're not the only ones. And there's the flour mixture. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna create a little well, and we're gonna slowly place the liquid in there and mix until we get a dough don't have to overmix. There's no major kneading in this recipe, which I like. I find by avoiding the heavy-duty kneading, because I think when you're doing that, I could be wrong saying this, but I think the gluten gets worked up more, and it does make a difference in the texture of your dough. Now, I will eventually put my hand in there, but I just want to get the mixture a bit more incorporated, and then I'll add the last of my ingredients. All right. That's it. We're done. Now this is where my hand does the majority of the mixing. It's gonna feel really wet, and that's exactly what we want. I'm a little slow at this. Again, I'm still recovering from my shoulder surgery, and I just want to believe that this cooking is just a good physiotherapy for it. So I'm just turning the bowl and just incorporating it. All I'm doing here is just folding it. It's like a folding. I'm not doing any major mixing. Remember, the yeast is in there. It's already started doing its thing. It's very sticky, and that's what we want. But it's sticky, but at the same time it's pulling away from the sides of the bowl, which is exactly how it's supposed to be. We will add a little bit of flour eventually when we're ready to roll it out. I just want to make sure all the flour's in. Let's see. Okay, it's looking really good. Nice, very, very nice. Hey, caramba, that's hard. Anyway, I'm gonna stop my whining. Okay, folks, that's what we want. We want that consistency. I'm going to allow this to rest for about, I'm gonna say half an hour. That's all I want, half an hour. And we'll come back, and I'm gonna roll it out. And while it's resting for half an hour, just put some saran wrap on top to keep it from getting any dryness on the top. Some people will put some oil. I don't. Not in this case with the quick rise yeast. This is just, 15-20 minutes, half an hour resting, and you just cover it and it'll be fine. It's not going to dry out because it's wet enough. Okay, that's good. So we'll see you back in half an hour. Okay, we're gonna dust the surface. Vamos! Oh, that's heavy. Here's our flour mixture. Wow. Now remember, this is a double batch. We don't want to knead it too much. We just want to coat it in flour so that we are able to roll it out. And I'm going to roll it out to about 1/4 inch thick. I might even have to split this ball of dough in two to make it easier for rolling out, because it's, again, too this point, I'm going to cut it, split it, smack dab in the middle. There we go. Do not knead this dough. I just want it to have enough flour on it so that we could easily roll it in. Let's start with that one first. If you don't have a rolling pin, no big deal. You can use a anything that's circular, like a cylinder, bottle, anything that is going to be at least 10 inches long. Oh, I guess it doesn't really matter. Just anything that you'll be able to roll out. Roll. Use the circular motion. Smooth. I don't really have any fancy gadgets. I'm pretty basic. I know some serious bakers have all the gadgets, including that sheet that they place down on their counters to measure the size of dough ball or pastry, shell, whatever it is that they're baking or cooking. In this house, Maria's house, pretty basic. Nothing fancy here. Okay, let's just continue. The goal here is to get a rectangular size. I can't really tell you how thick to make your rolls, but you don't want them too thin because then you're gonna have just way too many rolls in the cinnamon roll, and then it's just gonna be too doughy. You want to have a combination of the filling, the topping, and the dough. Just imagine if you're chewing into your delicious cinnamon roll that you've worked at it for an hour, and then you take a bite out of it and it's dry as heck. What good is that? Not good at all. So I guess what I'm saying is do not make it so that it's super thin. Then it's just going to be, when you're rolling it, it's just going to be too many rolls. I don't know if that makes any sense. Okay, so it's a little thin on this side, but that's okay. Let's see if I can stretch it out. Move the dough that way. Let's do that. That's not a perfect rectangular shape, but it's pretty good. So I'm going to take half of my filling mixture, and all we're going to do here is spread it out evenly. That's half of it. You want it crumbly. Crumbly, spread it out. Remember, there's lots of butter in there, so it will eventually melt, and it's gonna ooze and gooze throughout the layers, and it's just a whole bunch of goodness. I can't tell you how much I love cinnamon buns, cinnamon rolls, cinnamon buns. It's the rolls, they're not buns, the rolls, because you're rolling them. It may seem like a lot of filling, but it's not. In my opinion, it's perfect. As my granddaughter says, it's perfect. Okie dokie. And there we go. I'm gonna do a close-up so you guys can see that. It almost looks like a cinnamon pizza, doesn't it? Before I start rolling this, I should grab my casserole dish that I'll be using to place the cinnamon rolls in. And we need to grease them. We need to grease the bowl. Okay, it's all nice and well greased now. So now we're gonna go ahead and roll cinnamon dough ball or dough rectangle. And all you gotta do is just gently, don't tighten it, don't do any of that, just let it loose. And that's all you do. Okay, I hope you saw that. No need to pinch it, no need to do any of that. Grab your knife, score, I'm gonna say an inch, just not an inch and a half. I'm gonna say it's probably, don't have this ruler here, just a little over an inch. Score them, score the dough. Now the ends, of course, are always going to be smaller. That's normal. And we're going to go ahead and cut. When you get sticky, just put some more flour on your knife and continue. You're supposed to get 12 rolls, but I make mine so big, I don't bother. There's only 8 here, 8. And these, don't forget, these are gonna rest for an hour and they're gonna raise, they're gonna poof, or proof, I think is what the real bakers call it. Just place them in your dish, spread them apart. These ends are small. The small ones, I'm going to put them on the corner. I don't know if you heard that. That's our local cow. We've got cows here, lambs, goats, chickens. We're probably the only house here that doesn't have any animals. The only animal we have is the Carlos, the talking cat. Whenever he feels like coming around. We haven't seen him in a long while. All right, so there's the first batch. Again, it's supposed to be 12, but I make them a little bit bigger, and I don't mind doing that. So we're going to cover this with plastic and set it aside for 1 hour. We're actually going to put it, I'm going to put mine in a warm oven so they proof 1 whole hour. That's a really important step. Okay, so that's done. I'm going to continue with the second batch and we'll see you once everything is proofed. All right, see you in a jiffy. Even though this channel's quite new, I don't mind. If there's people out there who want to ask some questions, personal questions, by all means, go ahead and ask. I don't mind at all. We don't have a huge audience, but we're hoping that down the road there'll be more people who are like-minded and want to try some of our recipes or just enjoy the different sceneries of our travels. Again, we're not just about the island here. We'll be doing some Canada, where we live, where we're originally from, and we will be doing some of our trips that we do throughout the year, different events. We're going to do our very best and hoping that we can entertain you. Al and I have been married for 35 years now. Great guy. We've had our ups and downs over the years. We raised our family in Canada, 2 amazing sons and a granddaughter that is just a gift from God. We do have some family here. I've got a sister who has a place here, and I have an uncle on my father's side, and I'm sure there's plenty of other cousins and other families out here that I don't even know who they are, because I was born in Canada, and even though I spent a lot of time here over the summers and Christmas, New Year's, winters, I don't really know too many people that are related. We got friends, good amount of friends. Madeirans are very friendly people, very welcoming. And I'm not just saying that because it's my my ancestry, but they're nice folks, and we've been to many places around the world, and there's pretty much good and bad everywhere. And you can tell when you visit a place if the people are good. It's a little different, of course. It's not North America. You're going to find some things that you'll miss, but for the most part, there's not really that much to miss other than our kids and granddaughter. You can pretty much see anything on TV. They've got amazing television cable packages here. It's so much cheaper. Cable, internet, cell phones, it's just amazing. But if you wanted to know anything about that and you're interested in traveling to Portugal or Madeira Island in particular, send me an email through this channel and I'd be happy to assist. We're working on a few things in the for the future, the near future, probably within the next 6 to 8, maybe a year from now. It will be exciting. We'll make sure that you guys are involved as far as watching what's happening step by step. We're happy. We're happy here. My husband is just over the moon, loving it. He's made a lot of friends here, and the language could be a barrier sometimes, but you'll find that the majority of people know a little bit of English, and the younger folks and even people our age speak English. I would say it's my parents' generation that maybe not so much. However, you still understand body language, and you know what? With a copo de vinho, which means a glass of wine, translation is not a problem. You just have the glass of wine and everybody's speaking the same language, right? Okay, well, enough said. I'm gonna finish cleaning up this kitchen. We're gonna wait for our cinnamon rolls to proof, and then we'll be back. So here we have the proofed cinnamon rolls. That was 1 hour in a warm oven. I just removed the plastic over them, sorry. But I just put the plastic, stick them in the oven, wait an hour, and this is what they look like. So they are ready to go. We don't do anything else to this recipe at this point in time. We're gonna stick it in a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. We're gonna bake them between 15 to 20 minutes or until they're lightly brown. We don't want to overcook them, overbake them, because then they'll get dried out. The last remaining step to these cinnamon rolls will be the frosting, the drizzle that goes over on top, and I'll show you that in just a moment. This one's ready to come out. Beautiful. First tray out of the oven. Now that took about 20 minutes. It's gorgeous. My last step here is to put the, well, you can call it frosting, you can call it drizzle. I've actually gone ahead and made it. And all it is just vanilla extract, powdered sugar, melted butter, and 2 tablespoons of milk. Now I've got this consistency, which is like well, it's not a whipped frosting, but it's like creamy, like a peanut butter. If you know what peanut butter is, that same consistency. And I like doing it this way because I can smother it on and then it'll melt. It'll gently melt and it'll get in all the nooks and crannies on the cinnamon bun. I went ahead and grabbed the corner roll, and it's, well, what can I tell you? Delicioso. This with a glass of milk would just hit the right spot. A cup of coffee for breakfast. But look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now this frosting, it's very soft. You could drizzle it. The next one that comes out for my friend, I will be drizzling the frosting over. Alan's gonna go ahead and have his delicious piece of cinnamon roll, his glass of milk. It's the only way he'll eat it. Alan? Dig in.
I'll get it.
And the verdict is?
That's so good. Very good, Maria.
Thanks.
Very good.
Yeah.
It's got a little bit of crisp to it. It's,
Yeah, and the bottom with
nice
the...
and fluffy. Yeah, that's very good stuff.
You got anything else to say?
Cheers.
It's almost like a meal of its own, isn't it? Like you won't need to have dinner.
I was going to say, this is going to be my dinner.
All right. Well, I better get that next batch out of the oven before it burns. Bon appetit, everyone. Thanks again for watching the channel. Stay tuned for more recipes.
Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Hit the notification bell. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you.
This one here is for my friend, and I put the drizzle on top. Looks really nice. Until next time, folks, thanks again for watching, and take care of yourselves. Once again, say thank you for sticking around and watching this episode with me. I do enjoy doing these videos. Natural for me to talk a little bit about myself and my family, and if you have any questions about anything, just send us a line through this YouTube channel. And just want to share our experience here, and I'm so grateful and thank God for every day that we get to do this. Thank you for watching, and wishing you all a great day, and hoping to see you back here again real soon. Take care.